So in the fourth stanza of the Metta Sutta, Yeke Jipana Buddhati Tasawa Tawarawa, it can distinguish into two categories, Tasa and Tawara. Tasa beings are individuals who are not free from tanha, craving, and Tawara beings are individuals who have entirely got rid of craving. Buddhajana, ordinary worldlings, Sotapannas and Sakadagamis are not yet free from dosa, anger or hatred. And Buddhajana, Sotapanna, Sakadagamis and Anagamis are not yet free from tanha. So they are trembling with fear, and they are shaking with fear. So we finish Sotapanna, and today we have to go Sakadagami. The second one is Sakadagami, one's returner. Having developed the path of one's returning, that means having reached the second path with the attenuation of raga, dosa and moha, desire, hatred and delusion, yogi becomes a once returner, one who returns to this world only one more time. He is called Sakadagami. So that yogi becomes Sakadagami. He becomes a once returner. He does not eradicate any more of the mental defilements, but he attenuates or weakens, or he makes much less raga, dosa, moha, desire, hatred and delusion. By the first attainment, by the first path, that is Sotapatti Mega, these defilements have been made. By the second Mega, this Sakadagami Mega, defilements are made weaker. So, desire, hatred and delusion are very weak in that yogi who has reached the second stage. He does not eradicate altogether any more mental defilements. So he is called Sakadagami, once returner. Although attenuated forms of these mental defilements can stay arise in him, kilesa do not occur often, and their obsessive force is weak. So you understand, Sakadagami has still raga, dosa, moha, desire, anger and delusion. So he is called Dasa being feeble, according to Metta Sutta. And there are 5 kinds of Sakadagami, 5 kinds of once returner. The first one is Ida Patwa, Ida Parinebhayi. That means yogi attains the fruits of one's returning in this human world. So he becomes a Sakadagami in this human world, takes rebirth in the human world, he dies, and then he is reborn as a human being and attains final Nibbana here. Here means in this human, as a human being, he attains Nibbana. So that is the first kind of Sakadagami. This individual attains enlightenment in this world, is reborn in this human world, and becomes an Arahant in this human world. This is the first type of Sakadagami, once returner. The second one is Ida Patwa Tata Parinebhayi. That is, the yogi attains the fruits of once returning in this human world, and then takes rebirth in a heavenly world and attains Nibbana there. So he becomes a Sakadagami in the human world, he dies, and he is reborn in the world of celestial beings, in the Deva realms, and becomes an Arahant there, attains Nibbana there. That is the second type of Sakadagami. And the third one is Tattha Pattva Tattha Parinibbāyi. That is, yogi attains the fruits in a heavenly world and takes rebirth in a heavenly world and attains final Nibbana there. So that means yogi becomes a Sakadagami as a Deva, as a celestial being. Then he is reborn as a Deva and he attains final Nibbana there. That is a third Sakadagami. The fourth one is Tattha Pattva Ida Parinibbāyi. That is, yogi attains the fruits in a heavenly world. He takes rebirth in the human world and attains final Nibbana here. He becomes a Sakadagami as a celestial being, and then he is reborn as a human being, and he attains final Nibbana here. That is the fourth one. The last one is Ida Pattva Tattha Nibbātaitva Ida Parinibbāyi. Yogi attains the fruits in the human world. Here he becomes a Sakadagami and he takes rebirth in a heavenly world. So he is reborn as a Deva and passes the full lifespan there. He lives there. He lives in celestial being as long as his lifespan, and then takes rebirth again in the human world. So he died as a Deva and is reborn as a human being, where he attained final Nibbana. That means he attained Nibbana as human beings. So he attains Arahantship. So there are 5 Sakadagami. Among these 5, only the last one corresponds to the definition that one comes back to the human world once. He becomes a Sakadagami here. He is reborn as a Deva. Then he comes back here. So for this Sakadagami, there are two more births. And then Anagami, the third one is non-returner, the yogi who does not come back. Here also it says, come back to this world. What world is that? Here we take it to be Kamavachara world, not just the human world. So non-returner has fully eradicated Kama, Raga and Vyabhada. That means sensual desire and ill will, fully eradicated. So there are 3 kinds of raga, 3 kinds of lust. Number 1, Kama Raga, lust for sensual object. Number 2, Raga for Rupa Raga, that is Raga for 5 material world. Number 3, Arupa Raga, Raga for in material world. So among these 3, and non-returner eradicates totally Kama Raga, Raga desire for sensual object, for sensual things. So Anagami eradicates sensual desire and ill will, Kama, Raga and Vyabhada. He eradicates dosa, anger. So here he has stay other raga, raga for Rupa Vachara and raga for Arupa Vachara, Rupa Raga and Arupa Raga. He still have. So Nagami is still shaking. He's still feeble in a group of dasa beings according to. So Anagami has also eradicated the taint of sensual desire and the unwholesome mental states, hatred and worry, as well as all greed, taking a sensual object. So Anagami will be spontaneously reborn in a 5 material realm, and there he attained final nirvana. It should be noted that while only non-returners are reborn in pure abodes, Sodavasa, there is no fixed determination that all non-returners are reborn there. And also we have to understand that a Sotapanna can be a married person. He or she can still be a married person. Sakadagami, he or she can still be a lay person as a Sakadagami. How about Anagami? If yogi does not indulge in things, he still can continue to live as a lay person, but Anagami person cannot live a married life enjoying the pleasures of marriage. You may remember immediately Lord Buddha attained enlightenment, the Brahma approached and requested the Buddha to teach the Dhamma. So the name of that Brahma is Sahambati. Sahambati Brahma came and requested the Buddha to teach the Dhamma. But Buddha did not want to teach Dhamma because he saw beings immersed in sensual pleasures. So he thought it would be very difficult for them to understand his teachings. So his mind bent toward not teaching. That Sahambati Brahma knew the mind of the Buddha. He came down to the human world and he asked the Buddha to teach the Dhamma. Before Sahambati became a Brahma, he was an Anagami, a lay person. An Anagami can continue to live as a lay person so long as he does not enjoy a sensual object. He can continue as a lay person. Yes, all yogis come here and practice very seriously. You have confidence in your potential and you practice ardently, and you can become Sotapanna, Sakadagami and Anagami. But if you become an Anagami, do not enjoy sensual object. There was a man called Visakha. So his wife is Dhammadena. Visakha went the Buddha and listened to his teaching, and he became an Anagami. So Visakha is layman. He became an Anagami. Then he went back to his home. After he became an Anagami, he lived there like a practitioner monk. His wife, Dhammadena, did not understand him. She asked him what faults she had done, as he was acting like a brother. Visakha said that he had become an Anagami, so he had no desire for sensual objects. Then the wife said, in that case, let me become a bhikkhuni. So the wife, bhikkhuni, and took a meditation subject from the Buddha. And she went to another place to practice meditation. And finally, she became an arahant. So she became a bhikkhuni, practiced meditation, and became an arahant. Then she returned to the Buddha. The husband thought she had come back because she wanted to go back to lay life. So he went to her and asked questions about Dhamma. She gave answers to his all questions. When it was reported to the Buddha, Buddha said, well done, well done. Even if you would have asked me these questions, I would have given you the same answers, Buddha said. There also Visakha continued being a lay person after becoming anagami. So even after becoming an anagami, yogi can continue to be a lay person. The last individual is arahant. Having developed the path of arahantship with the total abandonment of mental defilements, yogi becomes an arahant, a destroyer of the taints, a supreme recipient of offerings in the world. After developing the path of arahantship means after reaching arahantship. With the total abandonment of mental defilements, when yogi reaches the fourth stage of enlightenment, he or she eradicates all the remaining mental defilements. These defilements will not arise in him or her anymore. And factors, sanyojana, there are 10 factors, 10 sanyojana. So it can be divided into two, lower factors and higher factors. Lower factors are 5 and higher factors are 5. The 5 factors can be abandoned by the first 3 parts. That means Sotapaddi Mega, Sakadagami Mega and Anagami Mega. So what are the lower factors? These are called lower factors because they bind beings to the lower world, the sensual planes of existence. The lower factors are Kamaraga, sensual desire, Patika, ill will, Sakaya deity, self-illusion, Silabhara Pramasa, adherence to habits and practice, Vichikecha, skeptical doubt. These are called lower factors. They bind us to the lower world. So yogi who has eradicated these lower factors, that is the non-returner, and no longer returns to the sensual plane. And anagami will not be reborn in the sensual world. But he is still bound to the rounds of existence by the 5 higher factors. So what are the 5 higher factors? They are the desire for 5 material existence, desire for immaterial existence, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. They are 5 higher factors. So with the attainment of path of arahantship, these 5 higher factors are also eradicated by the arahant. So these 5 higher factors can be eradicated by arahata mega. So arahata mega, the 4th path, also destroys the remaining 2 taints, 2 asava, the taints of attachment to existence and the taint of ignorance, for which reason the arahant is called destroyer of the taints. And arahant is called khinasava, khina and asava. Khina does not really mean destroyed. Khina means exhausted. And arahant is one whose taints are exhausted. That means simply one who has no taints, one who has no asava. So there are 4 asava, 4 taints. 4 asava, 4 taints are represented by how many cetasika? The asava are kamasava, bhavasava, daitasava, and avijjasava. So kamasava and bhavasava are represented by lobha. Daitasava is represented by deity, wrong view, and avijjasava is represented by moha, delusion. So the 4 asava, 4 things are represented by 3 cetasika, lobha, deity, and moha. Desire, wrong view, delusion. Not only these taints, but all mental defilements are eradicated by the Arahant. And Arahant is free from not only the taints, but all mental defilements, all kilesa, he eradicated. So the Arahata Mega, the path of Arahantship, eradicates the remaining unwholesome mental states left abandoned by the earlier paths. They are delusion, moha, shamelessness, ahirika, fearlessness of wrongdoings, anuttapa, restlessness, uddhacca, conceit, mana, sloth, tina, and torpor, maida. So all remaining unwholesome mental states eradicated by the Arahata Mega, by the fourth path. So after reaching the fourth path, a yogi becomes an Arahant. He is described as the supreme recipient of offerings in the world. Offerings made to this Arahant bring the best result because that person's mind is free from all mental defilements. His mind is like a field which is fertile. And Mangala Sutta, the state of mind of the Arahant, Puttasa Loka Dhamehi Chaitanya Satna Kampati Asoka Virajang Khema Eta Mangala Muttama. The mind of an Arahant who is confronted with worldly condition does not flutter, is sorrowless, stainless, and sexual. So Arahants free from all lobha, dosa, moha, and all mental defilements, called Tawara, very strong person. And also in the Dijaka Sutta, it mentioned that Tankesa hitu tathagato hi bhikkhave Arahan sama sambuddho Vita rago, vita doso, vita moho, abbiru, achambi, anuttarasi, apalayiti. The Tathagata, who is worthy and fully enlightened, is free from lust, free from ill will, free from ignorance. He is without fear, he is without trembling, he is without terror, he does not run away. So the Jagat Sutta mentioned the Tathagata, the fully enlightened ones, my state. And it also mentioned the kings of Deva. Kings of Deva, the Sakka Raja is not free from lust, he is not free from evil, he is not free from ignorance. So he is subject to trembling, he is subject to terror, he is subject to running away. So long as we have desire, evil, and ignorance, we are subject to trembling, we are subject to terror, and we are subject to running away. So according to this Metta Sutta, Dasa beings and Tawara beings are noble Arahants, they are fearless. Dasa beings have fear, they easily get alarmed. So all Arahants and all Puthujjana, ordinary Walings, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, and Nagami person be happy in both body and mind. Develop metta. In this, please follow my recitation. May all those fearless noble Arahants, may all those fearless noble Arahants, as well as all beings who have fear and easily get alarmed, be happy in both body and mind.
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 So we will continue tomorrow. We have to stop our discourse for today by practicing Satipatthana Vipassana meditation, by developing metta meditation by observing every phenomena occurring at the succinct dose, continuously and meticulously. May all practitioners realize the real peace in the very